Hi everybody, and this video is about having a mental illness, but also letting the mind heal in its own time. Now, it's not possible to do. Now, at the beginning, you may be thinking, is this me for the rest of my life? Is this how I'm going to be? That's a bit of self-doubt there. You start doubting things, alongside you losing, how it makes you feel within yourself. And that in itself, you start to doubt yourself. Is this what I'm going to be like for the rest of my life? Your first line of treatment, which is the tablets, medication, whatever tablets you may be given, whatever, for whatever. A lot of the tablets, the antipsychotic tablets, you may be on similar ones to somebody else that may have a different illness than you, because they kind of like all work for the same. Which I mean, the same is they just help you to cope, eliminate the symptoms a bit, make you feel a little bit more stable. Eliminating the symptoms, like I said, all they do, they help you to cope. They're not a cure. They don't cure the actual problem, the actual illness. They, like I said, they just help you to cope. And with just having them tablets, nothing else, that's all it's doing. You're just coping with it. You're not actually getting to that root cause and helping. Your mind is confused. It needs help to heal. So you have to do other things alongside your first line of treatment, whether it's the tablets, and also your other therapies. Now, that could be a bit of a journey in itself at the beginning with your other therapies, like your cognitive therapies, your like group therapies, like, because you maybe, like, some people shut themselves away and not connect with other people. It's all about learning to connect again with other people, like social skills, if you like. All them type of therapies, they take a bit of time. It's not something that it's gonna work overnight. So that's your start. That's the start of it. Now, you may be thinking, is this me for the rest of my life? Tablets, that and that. Not necessarily. It's just how you're feeling, how your illness is making you feel. And it's natural to actually say that when you're in them moments. At the beginning, when you're in them moments, it's a natural thing to think, because that's probably what you would be thinking. Is this me for the rest of my life? But on top of that, it's a bit of self-doubt. You're doubting yourself. And what I mean by that is there is hope. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that for the rest of your life. It's all about what you do as well to help with it. And whatever you do is your start of your healing process. The mind needs a bit of help to do that. And also, as well, you have to give your mind time to heal. It could be a long journey process, but the end result could be what you really want. And that's taking a bit of control back and getting your life back again as well. It's not impossible, it's all about, as well, having less relapses. And that's what it is with your journey with the mind healing. It's all about the relapses as well. If you were just on medication, you could still get them relapses. You probably get more relapses. But if you were doing other things alongside it, like starting off with your therapies, like what I've just said, it can lessen it. But that helps you to start to manage and cope yourself with the illness, and eventually as well, which helps even more, you start to fight, because at first you may lose interest in certain things, lack of interest, everything just goes. No matter what illness you're suffering with, it affects not just the mind, it affects within yourself, your emotions, your feelings, your low self-esteem, lacking interest, motivation, because the reason why that is because you're more focused on what's going on in your mind and body. Everything else, you're not, it's like everything else you lose interested in, because it's like the mind is there in front of you. What's going on in your mind and body, you're more interested in that. And a lot of the time as well, fear around it, fear around the illness, how it makes you feel weak. I mean, some of you, if you're watching this video, some of you may already know this, but there may be someone, I'm doing this video because there may be somebody out there that may not know that might be just started, come down with an illness. So it's like the fear around the illness, fearing the illness, fearing of losing control. Now that's a big thing. So you've got to think of the healing of the mind. Think of it as a muscle. It has to get strong again. The muscle's weak through the mind. Your mind is suffering. So think of it as a muscle. The muscle is weak. It needs to strengthen again. But it can't do that on its own. It needs a little bit of help. So it's all about what you do to help it, to help with that healing, and to let it heal naturally in its own time, because everybody heals, like their healing process is different. Some heal quicker than others, but at the end of the day, it can be possible, it can be done, it can heal, but it has to heal in its own time. To get more of a benefit out of it, it has to heal in its own time. Just like I said about the muscle, strengthening it. Say, for example, now I had sciatica. I know it's completely different, but think of it this way. I had sciatica. Now, I was in pain, I was in agony. Now, obviously, straight away, painkillers. Yeah, the painkillers helped to cope with the pain. Just basically numbed the pain, numbed it. It took a bit of time for them painkillers to actually do that. But at the same time, if I would have just thought, I'll just rely on the tablets, it wouldn't have healed properly. I would have had more relapses. It wouldn't have healed properly, and it wouldn't have helped me in the long run, long term, by just having them tablets and thinking, that's it, sitting around not doing much. No, that's the worst thing I could have done, which I didn't do. It was tough at first, but I done things to help with it, like walking. They say you have to walk with it. It took me a bit of time. I gradually went into it. Exercise, I done things to help strengthen it, make it heal that much better. Now, some people, they may have problems with their back the once, say sciatica the once, and then that's it. They might not get it again. But some people, it might, every now and again, it might play up, but it's never like the first time. Touch wood. The reason why I said that was because sometimes mine do play up, especially cold weather, the winter time. But I know I'm not scared of it no more like I was at the beginning. It was a bit scary, but I'm not scared of it now. I know what it is, I know what I have to do, and it's never like the first time. And it plays up, but it don't last long. But it can get less and less, and it's the same with your illness. What you do helps with your healing process, to help the mind heal, and it will help in the long run. So that's your journey, that's the start of your journey. Now, eventually, you may find self-coping strategies, the self-coping strategies for it, what you do yourself. But eventually, you start to feel a bit stronger within yourself. You will eventually as well. There's a lot of benefits. You may think, this is me. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be, that person that's suffering with an illness. It doesn't, it's what you do to help with it, to overcome that illness, and get to that root cause and help with your recovery. There is hope, and I think a lot of people out there that are suffering with an illness, I think they need to hear this a bit more, because you, like I said, you can quite easily think when you're in them moments that this is me, the doubt, whatever. Just don't doubt yourself, because eventually you'll become a bit more stronger. You'll become less interested in what's going on in your mind and body. When you find them coping strategies, the ones that work for you, it takes time. It could take a long time, but you can get through it. Even the severe of the illnesses like schizophrenia, it doesn't have to be like that for the rest of your life. It can get easier to cope with. You can lessen your relapses. It's what you do to help yourself as well, and to help your mind to heal, because it needs that bit of help, and it needs to be strengthened like a muscle. With not doing anything is not going to help it. Now, you may think, it's easier for me to sit here and say that. It is easy to say than to do. So, and from getting from A to B for someone that is suffering with an illness, it's not just the doing those things. That's easier to say, I'm going to do that. It's getting from A to B, actually going to do those things. That's the toughest. And if you can overcome that, that is an achievement. That is a big thing for somebody that is suffering with an illness. Just think of it as the yoga mat. I'm going to do yoga. The hardest thing is getting to that mat to actually do it. That's what they say. And it's the same with anything that you do to help, to heal your mind, and all those coping strategies. But it's not about what you do, it's how often. I'll get it right in a minute. The consistency of how much you do it. And the more you do it, the more you keep it up, you see them benefits from it. You start to see them benefits, and it gives you that little bit more of an incentive to carry on with it. So there is hope, there is hope out there for people that are suffering with an illness. And I think, like I said, it's, it should be said a bit more to those, because it doesn't have to be like that for the rest of your life. You can eliminate it a little bit. You can get through it. You can get through those tough times, that what it was like at the beginning. All you have to do is don't doubt yourself. And don't doubt yourself. You can do it. It's what you do that helps with it. And just don't rush it. Be patient. It's, like I said, it's natural to think when you're in them moments you want to get rid of it straight away. It doesn't work like that. If it was that easy, it'd be after battle. But eventually you will get to where you want to get to. You will get that goal of getting to where you want to get to, and it will be an achievement, and it'll be all what you've done yourself, and that in itself is an achievement. So I want to end the video by just saying, these videos I do, they're for mental health, and I've been doing them now for about 7 months. About 7 months now. Now, I do these videos just to support, it's for support for people with mental health. Now, if I can just help one person, that would be my achievement by doing these videos, by just helping one person. If I could help everybody, that'd be even more brilliant. But just by helping one person would be my goal. In the reason why I do these videos is to give people a bit of support, and it might be useful for some people that are suffering with an illness. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, please support my channel if you wish to, by subscribing, and don't forget to press the notifications button. If you're watching it on Facebook, please share these videos, because it'd be good if I can get these videos out a bit more, because it could help some people, or like I said, just one person. That would be my achievement, my goal, because that's the reason why I'm doing these videos, is for some support for people with mental health. And don't forget to give us a like.